I'd like to share din po na we are Christians. My father is a pastor and my brother did not have any record of misconduct. Kung titingnan po, yung record niya sa barangay, wala pong kahit ano. Possible po na isa sa mga ebidensya doon ay makakapag-link talaga sa ah, posibilidad na pulis po yung gumawa. Kinausap po ng parents ko yung mga investigator. They told us that Ephraim is a collateral damage.
Nais ko na pong recognize si Ms. Shira Escudero. Ms. Shira, kayo po ba ay kamag-anak ng bagong Senate President?
No
Hindi
po.
po, hindi po. Hindi po kayo, wala po kayong kinalaman doon. Okay, sige po. Paki-state po ang pangalan ninyo at magputuloy kayo sa inyong sabihin.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, and good afternoon, everyone. I am Shira Escudero, sister of Ephraim S. Escudero, killed at 18 years old. He had two sons who are now 8 and 7 years old, who now live with me, their tita, and their mother and their grandparents in Laguna. Our family never anticipated speaking in the Congress, testifying how these people cold-bloodedly took my brother's life. I am here because two boys are asking what happened to their father. Bakit may bullet sa head si daddy? Followed by questions about why he died and if the place where his body was found was that far from our place. Paano ko po sila sasagutin? Someday, they will ask more questions about what happened to their father. We want them to know that we did what we could. May it be here in Congress or in the ICC. We are seeking justice and not letting these killers and the death squads na nagsagawa po nitong drug war na maghugas kamay lamang. So, this is what happened. September 19, 2017 was the last time that we saw Ephraim, my brother. It was around 4 p.m. when my brother left our house in his single motorcycle, a red Suzuki Rider 150cc. Actually, regalo po yun sa kanya ni Papa. Ayan po. And then he promised to return to our family-owned gadget repair shop at Suki Market, San Pedro, Laguna, 1 kilometer away from our house. Nung hapon na iyon, he even cooked dinner and told us that he'll be gone for an hour or so, but he never came back. Based on the security camera footage, my brother was last seen alive on September 19, 2017 at around 6 p.m., driving his motorcycle along Rizal Street and Mabini Street in Poblacion, San Pedro City. Meron pong dalawang hitchhiker. We identified the other one. His name is Ronnie Pionilla. And the other one is unidentified. Our family began to search for my brother and registered his disappearance in the blotter of the San Pedro City Police Station. We also handed out missing posters. The next day po, nung nawala siya, we printed posters and disseminated it sa community, sa police station, and even posted it online. So we searched for 5 days, going to different police stations inside and outside of our town in San Pedro City, Laguna. In one of our searches, one of the police officers there told my mother, nung hinahanap po niya yung kapatid ko, sabi ng police, baka natokhang. Days after, a wife of one of the detainees in San Pedro City, City Jail, told my mother, told us, she personally informed my father and me. I was there when she said, she informed us that our family, she informed us that victims of Tokhang in San Pedro City or those who were killed are being brought to the provinces in the northern Luzon. She specified one of the places, Zambales daw po. May iba pa po siyang binanggit pero dahil Sobrang grabe na yun, yung emotion ko yung time na yun. I remember clearly, isa po ay Zambales and she said, maghanap sa mga kalapit na lugar ng Zambales. Verbatim, doon po tinatapon yung mga tinutumba sa San Pedro. I never imagined that we would be looking in morgues and we had to do this by ourselves. Kami po yung nag-gather ng mga CCTV footage, nagbahay-bahay. Kami po yung nag-ikot from one town to another para hanapin yung kapatid ko. Because the PNP and even the local police yung sa city po ng San Pedro never mobilized in search for my brother. Are we that unimportant? After we surveyed the newspapers and TV for 5 days, we came upon a news report. Ang sabi sa headline sa Filipino Star, 2 bangkay natagpuan sa magkahiwalay na lugar sa Pampanga. Same descriptions as my brother. Our family went to the funeral parlor in Pampanga, and there, my parents and his partner confirmed that it's him. Papa told us, wala na si F, nakita na namin siya. Ephraim's body was found on September 21, 2017. 5 araw na po kaming naghahanap. 21 po pala, patay na siya. So 19 po siya umalis. 21, wala na siya. Inabot kami ng September 24 sa paghahanap. And then nung araw na rin po yun, nabasa namin sa dyaryo, yung tungkol nga po kay Ephraim. When found, my brother's head was wrapped with packaging tape, nakasubsob sa damuhan, naka-packaging tape ang ulo, nakatali ang braso sa likod, ang kamay. He was hog-tied, and then yung mga binti po niya, nakatali din po ng tape. May dugo po na tumutulo galing sa ulo niya, even if naka-tape yon, and may 3 gunshot wounds po siya. He still wore the clothes that he had when he disappeared. A witness, may teenager po doon na nakarinig ng 2 gunshots and nakita niya rin po yung white van with no license plate. May lalaki po doon, he left after the body was thrown out of the vehicle. Habang yung isa naman pong bangkay na na-identify ay si Ronnie Pionilla. He was found later on the same day in Porac, September 21. Si Ronnie po ay found in Porac, Pampanga. Meanwhile, yung kapatid ko naman po ay sa Angeles City, Pampanga. Si Ronnie yung nakiangkas kay Ephraim. Ang sabi daw, siya yung target ng mga pulis. Ronnie's body showed injuries and other signs of torture. He even had a slit sa throat.
Shira, sino yung Romy?
Ronnie po is neighbor po namin, pero hindi ko po siya talaga kilala. Even yung family namin, hindi siya kilala dahil po galing siya sa prison. Ang sabi po ay ex-convict siya. So, as someone who barely goes out, I am unfamiliar with other people sa community. That time na lang po namin nalaman na mayroon pala kaming parang nearby doon, kapitbahay na
So
Ronnie Pionilla.
hindi ito kaibigan nung kapatid mo?
Hindi po siya kaibigan nung kapatid ko. And hindi rin po siya personally kilala ng pamilya namin, even po ng mga lola at iba pa pong kamag-anak. And then, kinausap po ng parents ko yung mga investigator. They told us that Ephraim is a collateral damage. Ang sabi niya po, mukhang nadamay lang. We talked to the members of SOCO team who conducted the investigation. They showed us pictures of the dead body of my brother. Bali, may sinend po si Investigator Gomez. His name is Fernando Gomez sa Pampanga. Hiningi ko po sa kanya yung kopya ng mga crime scene photos, raw po yun, and then nandun din yung SOCO. They investigated. They showed and sent us pictures, but not the SOCO report or the autopsy report. I only have the medical legal, but the medical legal also says he died from gunshot wounds po. One of the SOCO members informed us that they found evidence at the crime scene, but only police officers was able to access it. So, bumalik po kami sa Pampanga pagkatapos ilibing yung kapatid ko, hoping na makakausap namin sila tungkol doon sa mga possible evidence at kung na-secure ba o nasa maayos na custody. Pero, mahirap po sila kausap. Wala po kaming nakuhang kahit anong info. They never showed us the evidence. And possible po na isa sa mga ebidensya doon ay makakapag-link talaga sa posibilidad na pulis po yung gumawa. But then when we ask, napakahirap po nila kausap. Hindi po sila nakipag-cooperate sa amin. And ayun po, and after noon, nahirapan na rin po kami mag-gather pa ng ibang evidences. Until now, they have not updated us sa investigation. And when we asked the San Pedro Police, San Pedro City Police, they told us, hindi po sa amin yung kaso, hindi kami yung mag-iimbestiga niyan. So, ang tinuturo po nila ay Pampanga po yung lapitan namin dahil doon nga po nakita yung bangkay. Pero nawala po yung kapatid ko sa San Pedro. Nanghingi lang po sila ng affidavit sa amin ng statement, pinuntahan kami, ako po sinundo para magbigay ng statement after po nung libing ng kapatid ko. And I'd like to share din po na we are Christians. My father is a pastor and my brother did not have any record of misconduct. Kung titingnan po, yung record niya sa barangay, wala pong kahit ano.
Ano pong church?
Ngayon po is God's Abiding Principle, Evangelical Christian po. We just want to live in peace in our small town in San Pedro, Laguna. But how? I now suffer from PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And na-diagnose rin po ako ng bipolar disorder a year after my brother died. Nahihirapan pa rin sila mama na maiahon yung kabuhayan namin. My sister, na suppose ay graduate na ngayon ng college, she stopped studying ng senior high dahil rin po sa symptoms ng depression. And even my youngest sister, we are 4 po. I am the oldest, Ephraim is the second, and I have 2 younger sisters. And even my youngest sister, nahirapan din po siya sa academics niya at pakikisalamuha sa mga tao. So we struggled sa araw-araw naming buhay. I also now struggle in finding a decent job because I don't know how to process normally like what I used to before. I used to be a student journalist. We even wrote about Kian. Yeah. Mga aspiring journalists writing about social issues, and then a month after, we're in the newspaper, similar to what happened to Kian. Our entire family and community are traumatized by the widespread killings and culture of impunity. Takot na po lumabas ng hating gabi yung mga tao sa community namin after what happened to my brother. I've been going to places in search of justice and hope on behalf of Ephraim's little boys. I have 2 pamangkins. It's almost 7 years now, and there is still no justice. Kanino po kami lalapit? Medyo nabubuhayan po kami ng loob nung 2018 nung sinabing mag-iimbestiga po yung ICC. Kasi sino nga naman po kami, 'di ba po, para imbestigahan isang private at maliit na personality. At sino nga naman po ang mag-iimbestiga sa patayan sa Pilipinas kung maging ang mga local police po ay hindi gumagawa ng aksyon. 'Di ba po? Sa sobrang dami ng killings, libo-libo, paano po 'yun iimbestigahan? Kaya ICC po yung isa sa mga pinuntahan namin. Sa dami ng killings, maiisa-isa po ba natin ito? Yung reality na thousands and thousands, even yung sa records na lang po, 'di ba, ng PNP. Ang hirap po mag-imbestiga sa Pilipinas, lalo na po kung may agam-agam na may paniniwala na pulis din ang may gawa. So we appeal to the Congress and we challenge President Marcos Jr. to do something about this. If all of you truly value the lives of the victims of extrajudicial killings and Filipino people, for most, you will cooperate with the ICC. We appeal to President Marcos Jr. and to the Congress. We want investigations and trials that are fair, thorough, and comprehensive. We want truth and accountability. Please hear us. Please help our family heal. That's all, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat sa iyo. Thank you very much for that.